So I just want to continue to talk about wrestling. So this is my part two. I've seen a lot of wrestling this week, and I started talking about WWE in part one, and I'm just gonna continue. So next, in WWE, I really want to talk about this Braun Breaker storyline that we have ourselves in. Like, I really listen. Ludwig and Sheamus are great talent. They are, but they have been in so many matches together that sometimes it doesn't excite me to see them going against each other. It's not to say it's not going to be a good match. It's just to say, let's bring something new. Like, they've been fighting since the Brawling Brutes, since, Fight Night. Like, forever. And so I like that we added a new wrinkle to their story. And that is Ludwig attacking Sheamus and Braun Breaker, while they're having their match. Thank God. Thank the Lord, because I was just like, we need a breath of fresh air needs to come in here. And this was the breath of fresh air. And then, you had Ludwig versus Braun Breaker. And then Sheamus interfered in this match. And so, happy to see it. Happy to see that we're adding a title to this feud, because these are two very talented people, and Braun Breaker is extremely talented himself. Look at he's a champion. He's so young. And so adding these two is just gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I think they have a triple threat match. And I think that's true. If I'm wrong, just correct me. But I think the match is gonna be great. This doesn't bother me. They needed a direction. And I feel like we're going into a direction. Where we go from here or after this story, I don't know. But at least we have a direction to go with Sheamus. We can always have him go after the Intercontinental title, because the story is always there that he's never won that title. He's won everything else. So don't mind it at all. And Ludwig is being motivated by Gunther. So good story all around. Right? And now let's talk about the New Day. Now, I have said in a separate video what I thought about this New Day storyline, and that I felt like they weren't gonna break up. It just wasn't possible in my mind for them to break up, because they've been together for so long. And so my prediction was that either Kofi was gonna turn heel, or Big E was gonna come back somehow, and he was gonna help them stay the New Day together. But this past week, oh my God, the drama got spicy between Woods and Kofi. Like, some words were said, and they were fighting words. Now, let me tell you, it all started. Mind you, when we first saw them, they were like, let's just let bygones be bygones. Next week is our anniversary. It's our 10-year anniversary. Let's just go out there and just be great, right? Let's let it go. And then they go to have a match against Alpha Academy, right? And they lose the match because of their friction. They're just not communicating well. And after the match, they explode at each other. And they say things like, Woods brings up that Kofi wouldn't be anything without him. Like, he literally says, you wouldn't be anything without the New Day. You would be nothing. You wouldn't even be a world champion. And you should be thanking me, because it was because of me that you got that championship. And then he also brought up how Brock Lesnar beat Kofi Kingston. And he said in 6 seconds, right? He brought that up, which I know is sore subject for Kofi, right? But then Kofi went for the jugular. This man said to Woods, he said, you will never be a world champion. He said, me and Big E have done it, but you're never going to do it, because you don't have what it takes. This is what he said to Woods. And Woods is like pissed. He said he's not good enough. Kofi said to Xavier, you are not good enough. And I know, these were fighting words. And mind you, their anniversary is next week. This just happened a few days ago. And I just don't know how that's going to go. Like I said, either Kofi's going to turn, Big E is going to come and help, or they might actually split up. Now, I'm not in denial as much anymore, I guess, but they might actually split up the New Day. And I hope if they do split them up, I really don't want that to happen, because I think the New Day has done so much, and they can do more. They can always do more. But if they end up splitting them up, I just hope they don't go into the abyss. I hope they have good storylines waiting for both of them. And I hope Xavier Woods eventually gets to be a champion. You know, he has a singles champion. But let me tell you, when I saw this argument, I'm just like, oh my God. I was like, oh, ooh, those spicy words coming out. These are supposed to be best friends. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, right? The anniversary is coming. So we'll know then. We'll know then. And then we have the Final Testament. I like this storyline too. I'm telling you, WWE is just batting for 100 because I really do like this storyline. I do think that putting The Miz with the Final Testament was a great idea because The Miz is just really good at what he does, and you can put him in any situation. He's adaptable. And then, you know, and then we added, you know, Scarlett. She got attacked by Nikki Cross this past week just to, you know, keep prolonging that storyline, and it could keep going. It could keep going because you could have so many different matches in here. And it keeps all of these superstars busy. It still gives them TV time, and they are doing something entertaining. So let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. I don't mind. Like I said, WWE, they've just been banger after banger after banger after banger. Oh, okay. So next, I just have to say that I really do love that we're getting a new women's U.S. Intercontinental Championship and a women's U.S. Championship. I do, you know, at first when it was just a U.S. title, I was like, I don't know how this is going to work. But then when they introduced the Intercontinental Championship, I said, okay, we have options. Because WWE has so many women on their roster. This is needed. Now we don't have to make all these makeshift tag teams because they don't have anything to do for these women creatively. So they just put them in the tag team division and have a random storyline. Now we can actually have singles competition. You know, because Liv is not defending her title unless it's against Rhea, apparently. She doesn't seem to want to defend her title. I'm not going to say nothing about Nia because she has been defending her title. I'm talking about Monday Night Raw. I feel like this is really good for Monday Night Raw. I think SmackDown is also going to do really well. The only thing that I just am a little hesitant about is, do we have time to showcase these new championships? That's, you know, we've seen how the women's tag titles are treated. We've seen it. So are they going to get the same treatment? Are we going to get crappy storylines? That is my only hesitation. Because if done correctly, this can be really good. It could really boost and make some new stars in these two divisions. So I'm going to wait and see. And also, with the tag team division, since I'm talking about the women's division again, with the tag team division, now that Jade is out, I feel a little like, kind of disappointed because I felt like they were finally building momentum for Bianca and Jade as tag team champions. They were having good matches. They were defending their titles. They were having good competition. Like, you know, things were happening and you could see those titles. And now I feel like they're props again. And it's, you know, I feel like it's not to say that they've been props forever or anything. I just feel like they've been props this week and last week. Like the whole reason Raquel and Liv went after them, Bianca and Jade, is because they wanted those tag titles. But then it all became about War Games. That's why I don't like the story. I you know, it's not my favorite. But now what happens to the tag titles now that Jade is supposedly injured? What happens then? Maybe the curse is back. But you know what? At the end of the day, I've been really enjoying these two shows. Like Raw and SmackDown have been great. I'm also going to talk about NXT. That's going to be in a separate video.